days like this with a heavy crosswind, sure I'm glad I didn't get the 60s on the wheels. This is beautiful Streetsville. Probably gonna film an intro once we get to the place, but yeah, early morning ride, about 8:30 right now, on our way to Port Credit in Oakville. I guess Port Credit's his own area, I don't know, but yeah, maybe it's in Mississauga. But here we are currently on Mississauga Road, headed to Streetsville. Headed through Streetsville, I should say. It's a brisk one, a cold day, but honestly, I'd rather use this time to go on a ride than stay at home. This bike is just, like, I've done this route a few times with many different bikes, and it's my first time doing it in like a year or so, but this bike is a different beast. It's just so much faster than anything I've ever owned. The condition of this road is so rough. Yeah, the condition of this road is so rough. But honestly, I see the appeal of the carbon fiber. It's a lot less jarring on the body than the alloy frames. I've been riding the topstone a little bit, and it's been brutal. Just on like surfaces like this with like repeated bumps and stuff, it's not bad. I'm looking to the red shift stem, the shock stop. But before I do that, I want to have carbon handlebars on order, which is kind of like the last piece for the build. And as soon as that's here, hoping the ride's pretty compliant and take some of the stress away from my wrists. But if not, then I might just have to do the shock stop. The campus of the University of Toronto. I used to come here to study while I was in university. I went to Ryerson at TMU, but this was the closer university, so I used to go study there. Woo! Finally, we got ourselves a bike lane, boys, and a heavy crosswind. Pushing me out. Oh, I love riding through here. Usually in the mornings it's so peaceful. Yeah, these are sketchy because I gotta. There's too much gravel here. You see the lanes are not clear yet. usually when I come here, there's like no traffic. I'm so surprised 8 a.m. on a Saturday there's so much traffic. But it's all good. It is what it is. We're gonna enjoy the ride for what it is. It's a beautiful day. And the reason to be alive, be outside. Can't complain. Whew. You know, I ride in such flat areas. Yeah, like, I think most riders, unless you're like seasoned, over here, are only strong on flats. The moment there's any kind of elevation, it completely changes the ball game. But honestly, the effort was a lot better than my usual, so I'm happy about that. It's definitely something I want to get stronger with, but you know how it goes. When you're riding on Zwift all winter, you're doing mountains, not an issue. But then you come outside, completely different ball game. I'm probably gonna chop up this ride when I do the edit, but initially I was just recording clips that I was gonna splice into the timeline, post that. But then I had a little bit of a dickhead in front of me while I was turning left. I mean, I was going straight, he was turning left, and he just like jumped the light to get in front of me. And like, I was maybe 5 feet away from him, at the front of his car, and it was just one of those moments where I was just like, you saved 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds. I would have passed you, you could have passed safely, there were no cars behind me, there was no reason. But drivers gonna do what drivers gonna do, right? So it is what it is. We don't let those negative vibes affect us, and carry on. I don't, like, you know what, like there's so many of these incidents that happen. That's why like I started riding with a GoPro in the first place, but I don't think I'm going to include them in most videos. Might do like an end of the year tribute video to all the bad drivers in this area and compile everything together, but I want to post it in every video. They're building bike infrastructure, so you really just gotta appreciate what they're doing. Change takes time. And you know, someone commented on a previous video, it's like, hey, do you guys not have any bike lanes where you live? And honestly, for the majority of the city, like especially in the suburbs and stuff, we don't have many. But it has gotten a lot better than it was even like 4 or 5 years ago, right? Which is why, like, I don't want to take it for granted, you know. Being able to ride away from cars is a privilege, and it's nice. Here we are, a lake shore. Beautiful, beautiful day. Welcome to sunny Port Credit. We are here after about an hour of a ride. It was beautiful. Can't really zoom in from here, but over there is the Toronto skyline. There's a little ship there. It's been a good day. It's been a good morning to ride. Came here just about 9 o'clock in the morning right now. An hour to ride here from my place, and it's been good. Still getting used to this whole vlogging situation, being in front of the camera, but yeah, getting a little more comfortable. Ride was mostly good. Not really like too many bad drivers. Everybody was pretty respectful, and yeah, gonna ride back now about an hour back, but it's all uphill because we were coming down to the lake, so it's like sea level. But yeah, it should be a fun ride. I'll put some clips in and it should be good. So forgot to mention this in the previous clip, but we are on the Tarmac SL7 Sport, and man, this bike is just, I love it. I'm so happy with the way it's turned out. I'm so happy with how it feels when I ride it. You know, the carbon frame, definitely worth an upgrade from the alloy sprint, I would say. Like, it's just, in terms of rideability, in terms of ride quality, it's like a night and day difference. So like, yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying riding this bike. It's been so good. It just looks so good too. So yeah, gonna ride back about another hour. How many kilometers in are we? 26 kilometers. So yeah, all in all 50 kilometers for the day. Feeling pretty good. So yeah, talk to you guys in a bit. I'm enjoying the gear display on the head unit. I think that's the benefit of having a head unit and everything's paired together. It's nice to see like a visual representation without having to look down every single time. This is kind of what I was talking about earlier, where, you know, the cycling infrastructure isn't the best, but at least there's something. Because this is like long distances of road that I gotta go back home on, and at least we have a painted bike lane, which is good enough, you know, for now. Ideally, you'd want some kind of infrastructure to separate the driving lanes with the parking, with the bike lanes. But I understand that's not possible everywhere. He gave the taxi more space than he gave me. And so are just the drivers that you gotta deal with. Like, this is why I don't trust these bike lanes, because people are incapable of being in their own lane. And I don't want to be someone who just complains about drivers. Like, I'm a car guy, I like driving, you know, I get it, but it's just like, what concerns me is when they see me and they are like, I hope aware that they just passed a cyclist, and like 50 meters down the road, not even like 20 meters down the road, they're swerving into the bike lane. And these have been like 2 instances in the last like 3 minutes. This one, the Varia, is so essential here. I think if there's one thing you can get for your bike before any upgrades, before any modifications, get the freaking Garmin Varia, man. It will save your life. It will legitimately save your life. Make it so much easier to just be aware of where cars are on the road relative to you, and like, you'd be surprised, but it makes a huge difference. Like right now I know there's no cars behind me, so in case I need to get out of the lane because there's a manhole cover taking up 3/4 of the bike lane, I can, right? Like, having that confidence really helps. Like, look at this pothole next to a manhole cover. Like, what are you gonna do? Yeah, for an old school looking area like this, in the small town vibes, There sure aren't a lot of coffee shops or cafes. Like, I don't want to go to Tim Hortons. Oh, good coffee. Good coffee, at least. Those clouds are looking up. That's hail. It's literally hailing. Ow! Look at this. Legitimately hailing. Ow, my face. It's honestly not too bad, other than the fact that it's just hitting my face.